Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's vlog, I'm going to talk to you about fat. The good fats, the bad fats, which fats you should be having more of, and which fats you should be having less of. So as some of you may have seen in my last vlog, I had an appointment with Dr. Christopherson, and he explained to me that sugar is the reason why the population is suffering from fatty liver disease, metabolic syndrome, so your obesity, your diabetes, your insulin resistance, neurological deficits, and overall risk of heart disease and stroke. He described sugar as the new tobacco, as it's so addictive and so dangerous. We have been told for many decades that fat is the reason why we were fat. However, in stripping the fats from things like dairy products, they're replaced with sugar. And studies have shown, and Dr. Christopherson quoted, 2/3 of the population is heading in the direction of insulin resistance. And sadly, that's more amongst children and young adults. People are still really quite confused with fats. Which are the good fats, which are the bad fats? In 1 gram of fat, there are 9 calories. And fat is satiating, it's satisfying, so it does suppress your hunger and you are fuller for longer. In order to beat the sugar cravings and to eliminate them altogether, you do need to replace the sugar to make it sustainable. And the best way of doing that is replacing the sugar with healthy fats. So I'm going to begin with the bad fats, the trans fats, and these are the fats you should avoid. They're the fats found in fast food, junk food, and vegetable oils such as margarines. And these are the fats that will absolutely increase your risk of developing fatty heart disease and all of those conditions that I listed just before. So next we have saturated fat, and saturated fat has suffered over the years, improving that it has not been contributing to dangerous high levels of LDL in cholesterol. Coconut oil, for example, has been slammed more than once by the American Heart Association for contributing to dangerous levels of LDL, so the bad cholesterol. Like Dr. Christopherson said in my last vlog, highly prestigious, well-accredited journals, so the British Medical Journal, for example, have now been questioned. What does it actually mean to have a higher LDL number? And Dr. Christopherson explained to me that he breaks it down. He gave a really good example of a young guy who came in who had been prescribed statins, so cholesterol lowering medication for high cholesterol. He then looked into his calcium stores, which actually showed that there was no risk of developing any disease in his arteries. So this poor guy had been subjected to a lifetime of statins, however, didn't really need them. What I will say with saturated fat is limit them anyway. Cut back on your cheese, your cream, your meats. Aside from coconut oil, I try and avoid them purely because they're processed. You can't go wrong if you're eating real, natural, healthy, fresh food. So next, moving on to our good fats, our healthy fats, so our mono and poly unsaturated fats. So my favorite sources come from avocado, olive oil, nuts and seeds, and fatty fish such as mackerel and salmon. You want to get as many omegas in as possible. Omegas are great. Eat as many of these good fats as you wish. Omegas are the heroes for reducing inflammation, increasing neurological strength, so brain strength, decreasing the risk of developing or improving mental health issues, so helping with anxiety and depression, improving metabolic disorders, so your diabetes, your obesity, and overall energy levels. Just be mindful to do your own research on the omegas. So some say omega-6s are quite bad for you, so they're kind of put in that saturated fat category. Omega-6 found in egg yolks, but it's up to you and the research you choose to believe. Okay, so just bringing you over to the bench, I'll show you a few of the fats that I have in the house at the moment. So I'll start with the oils. So we've got our trusty olive oil, that's empty, need a new one. I go through that really quickly. Coconut oil, exactly the same, unrefined and virgin coconut oil. My MCT oils, these I use more for my performance, so I'll always have one of these before I go to the gym as a pre-workout. And my nut oils, so these are really good for salad dressings and also to cook with. Next we have seeds. So I've got some flax seeds here. They're best grounded so you can digest them easily. I've got some sesame seeds, and I'll sometimes have chia seeds, but not many because they are quite carb dense. I was sent these little bickies off Keto Lane, and I'm not usually one to It's really hard to focus. I'm not usually one to actually buy these kind of snacks, but they're really, really good. I then have avocado. That's my favorite. I'll have at least 1 avocado a day. Eggs, I'll eat about 2 a day. Nut butter, so I've got peanut butter here, macadamia spread, and some almond spread. Just be mindful of the peanut butter because it's quite high in carb and rich in omega-6. Next we have a coconut milk. Just ignore the light. This is an old one that I found in the cupboard. Really good for smoothies and things like that, but just always try and get the full fat. This little chocolate that was also sent from KETO Lane, really, really good. So in 15 grams, so I think that's like a couple of squares, we've got about, what's that, 2.3 grams of carbs. I'm not much of a snack person, and I would never recommend somebody go into a diet like this already teeing up the sweet treats and snacks that they're going to have, because you just want to try and suppress that sugar craving altogether. Next we have nuts. So I eat so many nuts. I've got some macadamias and I've got Brazil and hazelnuts. These ones are the lowest in carb. If you have problems digesting any of your seeds or nuts, it's actually best to activate them. And I know that sounds wanky, but I put these in the food dehydrator if you've got one, or just Google how to do it alternatively. With the meats, try and stick to the fattier meat, so you've got chicken thigh and pork and things like that. Tuna, I know it's a lean meat, but for me, I'll take these little cans if I'm packing a lunch, and they're really good to take to work. So I always just have them in an olive oil blend just to add that extra fat. Okay guys, so I hope that was helpful. I also eat a lot of salmon. I'll always have a salmon for dinner before a big run the next day or exercise, and I find that really, really fuels me and helps with my recovery time. I will be doing a vlog on my marathon with my nutrition and just the prep in general, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.